It's almost like surreal right now, just like sitting here. I gotta remember not to look at the monitor, look at the camera. Okay, y'all gonna have to give me a minute. Jailbreak is trying to come out in the back. So don't clock me. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know this is very, what's the word? This is a long time coming. I don't want to and like in this video too much because I need to get back in the swing of things. Yeah, so hey y'all, how y'all been? I'm super excited. I know right now I'm kind of like, I'm awkward as fuck right now because low-key I haven't done this in like a year. And that's okay, but bear with me. A lot of people have been wondering where I've been, like what happened, why I stopped making videos, and a whole list of things that people have asked me to comment on. I'm here. We're social distancing. I've been in my house for over a month. I go back to work tomorrow. Actually, why I decided to come back now and why your girl is feeling the way she's feeling. I know y'all see this low-key kind of glow, and you know, I'm very excited. Let's get into it. Okay, it's Liveliketima and your girl is back. The main question that people keep asking me is like, where have I been? Why did I stop making videos? And I have to say, this goes back for like a year now. Like, it's been a year now. I wasn't really myself. I was very sad. I was not happy, and I was almost very frustrated with myself in regards to how I was feeling. I haven't been feeling well for a while. When I initially started my job like 2 years ago, well now it'll be 3 years coming November, but 2 years and some change, the first day I started at this job, I passed out. That wasn't the first time that had happened. I have passed out before, and it was becoming consistent at this point. Not consistent like passing out every week. It was a pattern now at this point, and it was more so like, oh well, I passed out. I know why I'm passing out. My blood levels kept dropping. It's because I'm anemic. I've known I was anemic since high school, but it's always been on and off. And I don't really take the medication that they told me. That was the whole thing. But I would take it, but like here and there. So like my blood would be fine, but not really. Your blood is supposed to be in like a 10 to 12 range, a 12 to 14 range, excuse me. Mine never got past like a 6. So you gonna pass out, like, because your blood is pumping extra hard and you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. This has been going on for a while now, and it wasn't until recently I not got back into work, but when I graduated college, I got into work, that it was starting to become more of an issue. And I wasn't feeling well. And you just think like, all right, I'm gonna just push through it. I know what this is. I just have to take the iron. I just have to do what the doctor said. And you know, I'll be fine. But to do what the doctor says takes consistency. It takes me eating. I wasn't eating like 3 times a day in order to take the medication. Food or else. Iron is very strong. It like fucks with your stomach. If you don't eat, you will throw up basically the lining of your stomach. So I eventually was trying to get on the track of it and things like that. And in the midst of me doing that, this is where a little bit TMI comes in. My menstrual cycle was becoming a lot more difficult to handle. I never had cramps. I never had an issue with like my period. Like, that just wasn't like a thing. There used to be girls in college that would be like, oh, I can't even go to work, I can't even go to school. And I used to be like, y'all are tripping. What is wrong with you? Like, you can just push through it. It is nothing. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now my periods were becoming longer, heavier, and when you're anemic, losing blood is just that's not what you want to be doing. Like, you want to conserve as much blood as you can. I'm like, damn, now I'm bleeding more. Something's going on. My doctor's telling me no, and my mistake was not listening to my body in the first place. I'm just gonna jump a little forward. Because I'm not feeling well, I need to figure out what's going on. So I go to the doctor. I go to my primary care, and he's the one that's telling me, you know, nothing's wrong, you're anemic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but why am I anemic? Because I became anemic out of nowhere. they're like, oh, you don't get enough vitamin D, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I guess. And then I hear a lot of people that they're anemic. So I'm like, maybe it's just like a normal thing, you know, and I have sickle cell trait. I decided to, my coworker actually was like, you need to get a gynecologist. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I never had a gynecologist, like a go-to gynecologist. I always had my testing, like, you know, STD testing, things like that. I always had that done with my primary care and nothing was ever wrong. That just wasn't like a thing to me. You know, I was like, oh, I take care of myself. Like that instance is really not a thing. But gynecologists actually, they focus on a lot more. The female body in its entirety is very complex. I should have established a gynecologist a long time ago. So I go to visit this gynecologist. She's reading my history, like my medical history. She's like, you're anemic? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're here, you're always passing out. Like, she's just reading everything. And I'm like, yeah, like, this all of a sudden came up in high school. I was like, oh, I have sickle cell trait. She was like, yeah, but that doesn't explain, like, the fluctuation. I was like, oh, well, I don't take the medication. Sometimes I would take it, sometimes I wouldn't. When I was younger, that wasn't a thing. I never had heavy periods. It just started out of nowhere, getting worse. And she said to me, let me examine you. So she examines me, you know, they get all up in there. And her first instinct when she was like, do you feel that? And I was looking at her, you know, no. Feel what? She's like, there's a lump. She's like, it's almost like large. So now I'm like, and she was like, do you have a history of fibroids? And I was like, no, I'm 24. I was like, what's a fibroid? So a fibroid is essentially a tumor that grows in the uterine wall of female. She was like, does your mom? I'm like, no. She was like, I need to send you for testing because I think this is like your issue, but I need to know if it's a fibroid. So I said, okay. What's it called? Ultrasound. They do like a vaginal and then an abdominal. So confirmed it is a fibroid. She told me, and then she needed to send me to go have an MRI to find out like even deeper where it was. Go to get my MRI done, and it was a terrible experience. You have to go inside this like hole and you can't move, you can't it's just very claustrophobic, like, and I'm not claustrophobic, but I can imagine if someone was, oh my God. So I go through all the testing, we confirm that I have this massive fibroid. Yeah, I don't feel well. I was like, I never feel well. Like, I always feel like something's wrong. And then I was gaining weight. These were all the things that were making me sad, but I didn't speak on it because I'm like, who am I to complain about gaining weight? My stomach just wasn't feeling right, and I was looking pregnant. And a lot of people would comment and make just stupid comments. Oh, are you pregnant? Like, at my job, it's almost crazy how many times I heard it. How many times somebody asked me if I'm pregnant, what I'm having. And that was like low-key. It was really hurting my feeling. I was gaining weight. I wasn't feeling well. When my periods came around, I was terrible. My attitude, even just on a daily basis, my attitude was just terrible. I was snappy at my coworkers, snappy at my mom, at my sister. I stopped going out. I just became hooked into my house. Like, just being home was my safe zone. I used to do my makeup every day to go to work. I stopped doing that. I stopped caring about my appearance, and and this is all because of this fibroid. She gave me a solution for surgery. I have had surgery on my neck before. I had a tumor back in 2012, and that surgery traumatized me. So I was like, oh, surgery. I was like, my periods are bad, but I'm gonna stick it out, like, because I do not want to do surgery. And the surgery she's telling me is basically a C-section. Let's hold off on it. January, I told her to hold off on it. We're now coming up to March. I'm trying to get this promotion at work. She's like, you should really probably just consider it. And I'm like, sis, we got this. She can't force me. So she's just like, okay, just my opinion. Even my coworkers, my mom, everybody was like, just do the surgery. And I'm like, nah, like, I can stick it out till August. By the time I'll have the promotion, I'll be out of my probation period. Boom. When I tell you the amount of pain that I was in, it was almost crippling. Like, it was crippling because now I couldn't work. I was at work and I was hurling over, or I was in the bathroom like 4 or 5 times. I was bleeding for over a month now, and that never happened. And I'm like, just stick it out, just stick it out. And it was hard. And me having to do surgery just freaked me out. And that's not what I wanted to do. And I'm like, oh, there's no solution. There's no pill that's working. She done gave me everything under the books to like calm down the pain. Nothing was helping. And I was just, I'm over this. I was at work one day and I thought I had stopped bleeding, and I didn't. I started cramping really bad. What is going on? I go to the emergency room the next day. I come and they stabilize me, and then I go to work the next day. So now we're in March 4. I go back to work after the emergency room. I went to the emergency room yesterday, and not yesterday, but March 3rd, and then I came to work March 4th. At around like 12, I went to the bathroom, and I just, like, my whole insides just went and like snapped. The amount of like pressure and pain and just like was, I can't even explain the words of what it is, because it's just almost like, it's almost surreal. When I tell you I like called my coworker, I called her on the phone because I'm in the bathroom, she's on the floor, and we're already short staffed. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I have to go. Like, I was like, I have to go. I have to go do the surgery. I can't. My mom takes me to the hospital. We schedule the surgery, but the doctor tells me that my fibroid is degenerating. So to me, I'm like, what does that mean? It outgrew its blood supply, so it's shrinking. So I'm like, oh, shrinking. This is right. So maybe we don't have to do the surgery. She was like, no. It's not shrinking the way that you think that it's shrinking. She was like, it's shrinking because the outer cells are dying, shrinking. Like, it's not going to shrink and come out. So I was like, oh, little did she know, did anybody know, that my fibroid, the tumor, was aborting itself out of my body. And the only way it's going to come out of my uterus is down there. And she didn't know this until the day of my surgery. Now fast forward 2 weeks later, and I've been in this pain for, I've been taking oxycodone, so I've been in pain for about 2 weeks since, and my surgery was the 23rd. So about 20 days later, go inside the operating room, I do everything, they do everything. I wake up from the surgery, right? And I'm aware of what the surgery I just had, and I realize that I'm waking up. I feel my stomach, there's no bandage. So I'm like, did they not cut me, or did they not cut me big enough, or am I just high off this anesthesia? When I woke back up, like a couple minutes, not a couple minutes, probably like an hour later, my doctor was coming in to talk to me. She was like, are you aware to talk? And they have to like ask you like, are you okay to talk? Are you blah, blah, blah? You probably won't remember this, but if you can respond. I responded, and she was like, great news. We didn't have to cut you open. So I was like, what? So how do we get this fibroid out? Did you take it out, or what's going on? I was like, because this needs to be out. Yeah, your fibroid was aborting itself. She was like, your cervix was dilated. She said that didn't make sense because you're not pregnant. I don't know how big that is, but 4 centimeters. My fibroid was 6. Because I'm not pregnant, my cervix is not going to open up anymore than the 4 centimeters. So the amount of the pain that I was in was because the fibroid was trying to come through 4 centimeters, and it was 6. God looked out for me, because I was when I tell you I was scared going into the surgery, I was terrified, petrified. I just knew everything that it would come with, especially having to make the decision of cutting my uterus open and then having to have C-sections later, which wasn't like, that's not like a go-to for women. Obviously, if I need to have an emergency C-section, I would. Like, while making a decision about my body now, because I'm in pain, I feel bad. Like, when you feel bad, it shows on the exterior. My coworkers can see it. Now I come to work irritated, bored. I'm ready to go home. When I go home, I just stay home. I don't go out. My mistake was not listening to my body. And if I could give anybody any type of advice from this, listen to your body. Fibroids are very serious, and they are asymptomatic for a lot of women. But when they do present symptoms, that's just not, it's not a good feeling. Then I wouldn't have gone through the pain that I went through, because the pain was really eye-opening, like a sign from God to slow down. And in the midst of this pandemic, I feel like this was a perfect time for me to explain this and say it. I didn't want to explain it because it was my uterus, my vagina, that's a lot. So I didn't tell a lot of people, not even a lot of my family members knew. Work is fine, slow down. Take care of your health, take care of your body, Your body knows when it's doing too much, when it's overworking itself. It knows. Had I done that earlier, I wouldn't have gone through the pain that I went through. But I also feel like because I stuck it out, I didn't have to get cut open. So there was almost like a weird, like I did this at the right time type of thing, but the pain to get here was very stressful. And fibroids are different for everybody. So talking to your gynecologist, me and her became like, when I tell you that's my homie now, she is my homie. I literally call her for everything, because now I'm not even gonna, not that I don't need my primary care, but if I need something ASAP, I'm calling her. She's very sweet. She held my hand during surgery before I went to sleep. That is why I was awake for so long. I'm very happy now. Now I feel good. I don't feel in pain. I feel like refreshed now. I feel like I can conquer. When I tell you I feel like I can conquer anything, I feel like I can give birth right now. And low-key, because I kind of was. She compared the pain that I was in to labor, and I'm like, girl, nah, death got this, like epidural hole. I feel like I am ready to come back. I'm ready to get these videos out. I'm ready to slay y'all, because I haven't been slaying in a minute. I just feel good. I want to thank everyone that reached out to me, my coworkers for being so patient with me, because I was trying them. I'm not even gonna lie. My family, for like my sister, my friends for being here, rubbing my stomach, staying the night with me just because I was in pain. Richard, Kadia, Awa, Latasha, Anna, all my friends, thank you so much. I hope you guys are ready for all of this to come back to your YouTube channel, because I'm ready to come back and I'm excited. Now we're still in social distancing, so I can't physically go outside and just be chilling, but that is enough time for me to create enough content and things I have to do, although I'm going back to work tomorrow, which I'm super excited about because I miss my girls. But I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are too. So thank you. So y'all already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Remember, beauty is skin deep, and to always love yourself and others. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye.